Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining today. Today I want to do a comparison between the Altra Torin 6 and the Altra Torin 7 and talk a little bit about the differences and what has changed. The shoes from Altra are known for a few things. They're known for the foot-shaped toe box, which tends to be a bit wider than the majority of shoes. In this case, Altra on the Torin uses their standard fit. They come in 3 fits. They have a slim fit, which is narrow, which is more like most shoes on the market. They come with their standard fit, which is a little bit wider toe box feel, and then they have their original fit that comes on mostly the Olympus and the Lone Peak, that is a wider fit, their widest fit. I have found that the standard fit works great for me. This is the Torin 7s, will be my 5th pair of Torins, so I have gone through several of the models. Anyway, the Torin 6, the original pair I got, actually had some sort of defect and the glue wore off. I had to return them after about 40 miles, but Altra was really good. They replaced them for me, no problem. And this pair I have about a little over 400 miles on them, so they have lasted well, been good shoes. I found the step-in feel was wonderful. I like the 28 millimeters of Ego Max midsole. I found them very soft and comfortable. I loved wearing them to work where I worked on concrete. They were great for, my favorite use case for them was long runs and recovery days. But I also found them, the Ego Max is bouncy enough that even though it was a very soft feel to the cushion, it bounced back quick enough that I was still able to use them for some up-tempo workouts. They weren't my preference for that, but they were, they could be used that way. But the upper was very comfortable. I love this mesh upper. It's very good. It actually breathes pretty well. The tongue stays in place well. It's not a gusseted tongue, but it's got the loop through the center that helps hold the tongue in place. The heel felt good for me. The tongue in the Torin 5s had kind of a sharp, thin edge on it that was dug into people's ankles, me included. When they came out with the 6, it's still kind of that thin design, but they softened the edge of the tongue, which helped quite a bit. I found in both cases I just preferred wearing socks that are more like a mini crew length that goes above the edge, so you don't really have to worry about that, and that worked well enough for me. Now when you go to the Torin 7, they made a few changes. It's still a very similar shoe. They changed that tongue. It's now a nice soft tongue that should not be a problem, so people that like wearing shorter socks or no socks shouldn't have any issue anymore. It's still the same sort of shape, still the same, the outsole is still very similar. They did say they changed the shape in the heel area to make to where less people slipped. I didn't have any trouble in the 6. Actually, when I went to the 7, I wear a size 11.5. I put 11.5 on these, and my heel did slip with the new redesigned heel. However, for me personally, when I tried them on, the 11.5s were a little bit longer for me than the 6s in the 7s. It felt a little longer. So I was able to downsize to an 11. I actually went down half a size. And they still have plenty of toe room for me. And then once I did that, I had no heel slipping. I will say, even if I'd have gone with the 11.5s, I could have used the heel lock, the runner's knot, and the slipping wasn't so bad. That would have corrected it. It was not a big deal. But I went down half a size, and I'm really happy that I did. The other major change they made really was adding 2 more millimeters of stack height of Ego foam. They went up to 30 millimeters instead of 28 in both the heel and the forefoot. and that comes with some positive, mostly positives, negative, a little bit of a negative too, for me. For me, now that they're 30 millimeters, they're actually a little bit, it is a little bit softer feel, and I almost find them, whereas before I said they were soft, but they were, the Ego Max foam was so bouncy that I could still use them for up tempo. Now that the 30 millimeters of stack height, even though that it's still the same case, I just find it a little bit too soft for me for up tempo sort of workouts. So I'm really limiting this shoe to long runs and recovery days. But that's really not a big issue for me, because that's what I used it primarily for before, and it's probably even better for that now, because it is a really soft plush experience. I just won't really be using it for any sort of tempo sort of work. An amazing thing they did is the Torin 6s came in at 9.9 ounces in a men's size 9. The Torin 7s are actually coming in at 9.8 ounces. They actually dropped about 1/10 of an ounce. And I will say that it's really nice. When I measure mine in a men's size 11 or 11.5, they barely go up a couple tenths of an ounce, which is not the case in a lot of shoes. A lot of shoes I've measured, I'll get the men's size 9, and then when you go up to an 11.5, they'll go up an ounce. Or a lot of shoes, most shoes probably a ½ ounce. Some shoes will go up an ounce in weight between a 9 and an 11.5. These only go up a few tenths, so I'm really impressed with that. But they actually managed to lower the weight. The outsole rubber, I guess this could be it here. There is a little bit bigger section of exposed foam that isn't covered by rubber in the outsole design. That's in a place that it should not matter. That may be where they lost 1/10 of an ounce, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm impressed that they added more cushion and dropped the weight. Anyway, I'm liking the differences. Like I said, I just think the shoe's a little less versatile, but it's even better for the uses that I'm going to use it for. I'm enjoying the extra cushion for my long runs and recovery days, and that's really my comparison of the two. I'm expecting the mileage to be about the same. I'm happy with this one getting over 400 miles. I could probably add a little bit more, but now that I've got the 7s, I'm going to go ahead and retire my 6s, and just thought I'd give you that update. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, the like button. If you're interested in more of my content where I will compare my new shoes to more other shoes that I have in my rotation, please consider subscribing to the channel. Other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Keep moving.